Good morning. So last time we did an ILS flight to Rocky Mountain from Colorado Springs. It had its issues, to say the least. It went smoothly up until I tried ILS, and then the CJ4 just kind of went haywire and crashed. Not really crashed, but it just like went all over the place, nuts, and couldn't control it. So I wanted to do another one, but this one do a little bit of a different flight. So I'm going to fly from DIA to Salt Lake City. I've already pre-configured everything. I've selected my arrival, which flies up the Salt Lake Valley towards the airport, which is should be kind of fun. Hopefully I get there during the daytime and I can see stuff. I've also selected a 3-4 right ILS approach. I am going to try this in the Longitude again. I mentioned previously how top heavy this one was, and I totally crashed last time I tried to fly it. I've set my sensitivity to minus 80, I believe, this time, versus minus 70 last time, so we'll see if I can control it. I'm not really familiar with the ILS system, and its autopilot controls are a little farther away, so it's going to be a bit more difficult in a few ways, but it should be a fairly straightforward flight, not a lot going on, fairly easy. I have also configured this for high altitude airways. So if we come into the nav log, we can see we're taking off, we get up pretty high, we peak at 44,000, and then we start our descent into the valley, and then we drop into landing. So this should be pretty fun. I have also set my weather currently to overcast, and I'll cycle through some of these as we play because it should go overcast. I'm just going to cycle through a number of these to build it up, and then we'll probably land on probably a few clouds just to keep it kind of interesting and fun to see as we approach. So that's pretty much the flight. I'm going to get us airborne. I'm going to push. We'll get off the ground. We'll zip on up to the high altitude, and then we'll come on in. So
Denver Tower, Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra ready for IFR departure runway 8. Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra cleared for takeoff runway 8. Cleared for takeoff runway 8 Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra.
alright, let's get some flaps down for takeoff. Now we need to do a little bit of configuration here. Again, we don't have to do a whole lot of stuff, but it is very helpful to at least start getting some of these things ready to go. Based on the fact that I'm heading over the mountains, I believe I'm going to need to jump my altitude to somewhere between 12 and 20,000, so I'm just going to go to 16. That's probably where they'll send me. And it's good just to have these things ready to go. That way, once you're airborne, you just push on the autopilot and off you go, especially because this airplane be super twitchy. So next, what do I have down here on my computer? Okay, good. FMS is set. Make sure that is always on, otherwise the computer won't do it. I want to turn on flight director. I'm just going to turn on pretty much everything. I don't know if I really need everything on. I don't think I need you, and I don't think I need you. Alright, so I'm going to turn on bank control. Now I'm going to turn nav on, and I think that's pretty much it. I don't have a whole lot that I really need to do. I'm going to go ahead and set vertical speed here. For a nice climb rate once we get airborne. Let's double check my controls. Minus 80. I think I'm going to need to go to minus 90 on you. Let's see if that means I can control this thing. This plane is so nice, but so twitchy. Alright, next thing I want to do... Oops, wrong way. Hopeful for taxiing, not so much for flying waypoints. Okay, so I want that out. Get you off. We'll deal with icing once we're on the roll. Let's see what we got here. Takeoff, don't need taxiing. Everything else is on. Let's give a little bit of brightness to my controls. Alright. We are cleared. I think we are good to go. That's about the basics of what I need. So let's begin this roll and get ready for the insanity to ensue. Alright, we are alive. A little bit of wind. I like the look of the overcast sky. It's pretty realistic. There comes the nose up automatically. Now just watch. Let's see what the wind does as soon as I get off. Yep, see how I immediately jump? I am barely touching any input on this thing, and it is all over the place. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. This is the most uncontrollable airplane. My gosh.
For Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra. Denver departure Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is climbing through 6,800 feet for 14,000 feet. Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Denver departure continue to Romeo Lima Golf as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
Alright, so because of the class of airspace I'm in, I don't think going up to 16,000 feet is in the cards, but we'll bring that back down for now. I don't think I should go too high. Let's go to 12,000 for the moment. Pretty up high, but not quite there yet. Let's get bank control off so we can turn around. It's chilly out. Let's get the icing system running. That should allow my window to de-thaw, or to de-ice. There's no way I'm going to make this landing, so I'm going to apologize again right now. This plane is uncontrollable. Uncontrollable. Alright, so there's the clouds that we're in. There's the airport. We're starting to level off at this altitude as we head towards the mountains, so RLG is planned. So we are definitely going to need to get altitude up. Otherwise we are going to crash into the foothills. There we go. Alright, and then we're going to need to slow down again. This plane loves to overspeed. Alright, so airport's back there. We're coming up through the first cloud layer now, which is cool. See a little bit of the ground down below us. I believe that's I-70 I'm coming over. Now we're coming up in between cloud layers, which is awesome. Okay, I think I can turn the bank on. So, I believe RLG is planned per the nav map, if I recall, was 16,000, so I think that's fine. And then once we get a little farther out, they'll clear us up higher. There's somebody on their way in. Quite a few players down there. Okay. Am I still not going up high enough? Nope, I'm leveling off, that's why.
7,700 feet, keep speed below 210 knots. Expect RNAV Zulu runway 7 approach via B-book transition. Clear to B-book. Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra, please expedite your descent to 14,000 feet.
14,000? Why am I going down to 14,000?
Delta 1285 descend and maintain 7 6,700 feet. Keep speed below 210 knots.
So you never gave me the altitude officially. I should have paid more attention in the flight map.
And maintain 7,100 feet. Keep speed below 210 knots.
This seems like a very dangerous endeavor to come down into the mountains.
Contact Denver departure on 128.45.
Especially when they're going to turn around and tell me to go up.
Going to 128.45 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
I'm coming up on the foothills now.
Denver departure Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is out of 15,600 feet for 14,000 feet. Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Denver departure continue to Romeo Lima Golf as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
Yeah. Okay. So I had the wrong altitude. They didn't tell us to come down. They just yelled at us to come down. That's fine. Alright, so once we get a little farther along, I will go ahead and engage super speed mode for a nice time lapse of the flight over there. But so far so good with ILS. This plane's... I love flying this plane because I love the look, I love the sleekness, I love having extra flap options. But, my gosh, I am terrified of what happens at the end. I set my controls down to -90, which means I almost have to go fully extended before I get actual movement of it, but the fact that the plane just twitches all over the place. Let's do vertical. Sorry, all my passengers who are now wondering why we're going up and down and up and down.
Contact Denver Center on 125.905. 125.905 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Yep, 240.
Denver Center
Okay.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is at 14,700 feet climbing flight level 240. Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Denver Center continue to Romeo Lima Golf as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
Alright, and again, I'll tweak some of the cloud settings here as we get going just to make it a little different. Otherwise it's going to be overcast the whole way out there, which really isn't quite how it happens. I mean, you may fly over a large swath of clouds, but typically you'll come out over the overcast cell and into something else. So we will tweak the weather a little bit once we get up above it. It's a lot of fun to poke up out of the clouds. It's really beautiful the way they did that. So alright, so we're going to go to 240, then they're going to send us up to, I think, 28, then 36, and then up to 44. Let me pull my map over here. So by the time I hit in between... Yeah, by the time I get to Jesse, I should be already at 44,000 or pretty close to it. I should start my descent somewhere between Racer and MTU, and then it's going to be kind of a quick step down into the Salt Lake Valley here. We'll come in over Provo, and then we'll shoot in over Lake Utah or Lake Provo, whichever one that one is. And then we'll come up over SLC. And that's where my problems are really going to start coming in, because I'm going to have to slow way down, and I'm going to have to hope the approach system works. Now, I've had some issues with approach in a number of planes, as you saw with the CJ4 previously, though that one altitude was done well, but the left and right maneuvering was completely mishandled and broken. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly how this functions this flight, because I really honestly have no idea what to expect from it, which is quite unfortunate, because I should be able to kind of have some predictability of when I kick on the approach system what it's going to do. Now, I may need to turn off the altitude hold. I don't know, honestly. Maybe I need to use these airspeed indicators to get myself to lower down. I really honestly don't know, but it's got me just a little bit worried about how it's going to work. I would expect to hit approach, and when I hit approach, it would turn off the other settings that it's no longer needing, such as navigation and everything else. So we're going to have to see. I'm also curious about what's going to appear on my HUD when I get close enough for it, if I'm just going to have the AOA, or if I'm actually going to have these pink lines here turn into something specific to the arrival system. I do not know what to expect. So here we are in the thick of the clouds. We should catch a couple openings as we dip through the thicker and the smaller, but it is really neat and kind of creepy to be up here punching through the clouds. See the material coming by.
Sierra, contact Denver Center on 128.65. 128.65 for Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Bit of a blip there as we get near the ceiling.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is climbing through flight level 240 for flight level
There it is.
240.
That's what I love. You just come poking out between a cloud.
Continue to Romeo Lima Golf as planned.
We've leveled off here.
Sierra, climb and maintain flight level
There's our next climb. That'll get us up above the clouds.
Climb and maintain flight level 320 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Okay, 32,000 feet, and then they'll send us up, I think, to 38, and then up to 44. I wish they'd do it a little faster in the radio calls so I could actually step it and not actually have to completely slow down, but it's alright. We'll probably be up there by the time we get to RLG. Alright, so we are in the clouds. I'm going to start speeding this up. Once we get above the clouds, I'll put it into kind of hyperspeed. See, the definition in the clouds is really well done. I like it a lot. So, alright, we'll catch you on the other side. Alright. So we've come down through all the fun.
Delta 451, you are 44 miles south. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 34 left approach via Foxtrot, uniform transition.
Coming in over Provo, then we'll hit Orem, Lehigh, and so on up around the mountain up there. Right by the noses. Head over Sandy. A couple other cities I don't recall. And we'll hit our transition. And we'll see how bad this is going to be. Overall, an uneventful flight. Not a lot going on. A lot of good scenery. Only major problem I had is I did not give myself enough fuel, but I think we'll make it to the airport since I'm fully confident that I am going to crash. I'm not too worried about my fuel level right now. Okay, that's the waypoint I am just passing, so not really the best instructions there, sir. As I'm now turning out of that, there's the copper mine in front of me up there. Alright, speed's not bad. We're a little fast, but we're also a little high. Oh, I don't know if this is going to work.
Descend and maintain 11,000 feet, Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Now let's get this sucker down there. Should clear me down to 7,000, I want to say, in a little while. Off my left wing. I don't think it's J-Boy. There's another plane around here, according to my radar. I don't think the radar shows players, which is really kind of disappointing. I think the radar should show everybody. Okay, here's my transition. I can see the airport now and my runway. This is me right there.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 34 right approach via Plage transition cleared to Plage, Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Okay, we're gonna go. We'll start getting ready up here at Plage with regular flaps. Then at A9 we'll get close. That is not a big descent.
Descend and maintain 10,000
Okay,
feet,
run our way
Cessna
down.
X-ray Golf Sierra.
We'll get flaps going here in just a second. I'm gonna start my slowdown when I hit the flaps. We're going a little bit fast, and that's gonna take me up. So I need to really kind of bleed off some of my speed here. Especially as we get down under 10,000 feet where I'm supposed to only be going 185 knots. So let's get that rolling. Yep.
Descend and
On our
maintain
way down
9,000
to
feet, Cessna X-ray
9,000.
Golf Sierra.
Getting a wind. I see the plane twitching a bit. This is not boding well for me. Okay. I don't know if I've got the approach system up and running yet that I can kick it, but I'm not on my approach vectors yet.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra, you are 16 miles south of Salt Lake. Contact Salt Lake Tower on 119.05 when inbound on the approach.
Okay, we're gonna drop the first flaps.
Tower on 119.05 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra. Salt Lake Tower Cessna Alpha
We're heading
Sierra
right
X-ray
here.
Golf Sierra 15 miles south inbound ILS runway 34 right approach. Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Salt Lake Tower. Cleared ILS runway 34 right approach. Altimeter 29.9 wind 258 at 7. Cleared ILS runway 34 right approach Cessna
Okay,
X-ray
I've
Golf
turned
Sierra.
on the approach. Take altitude, hold off. I don't See it really doing anything. I'm staying pretty high here, which is not good. Nav is not on, so we seem to be on the straightaway, but we don't seem to be on the altitude here. Let's go down. Okay, we are descending, but we are not descending very fast. 560. That is not fast enough to get me down there. I don't seem to actually be pointed at the runway at the moment, but again, approach is supposed to catch the cone of signal being blasted off the end of the runway and pull me towards it. We are headed down, so I'll give it that, but I feel way too high still. Very nervous. So, is this thing gonna turn off the flight director maybe? Is that gonna have approach take over? Come on, approach. Get me down. You're angling me over, but you're not taking me down very quickly. Get this sucker going down, buddies. Yeah, I don't know why the approach system just does not want to work for me. Okay, we are passing that.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra cleared to land runway 34 right.
Gear is going down. Secondary flaps going down. We are coming down really steep because approach wasn't bringing me down. No. Vertical, go down. Go down. We need to go way down here. Okay. Okay, can this thing bring me in? Because we are not lined up at all right now, so I think I may have to go manual on this, which is not a good idea for me. Because this plane is stupid twitchy. No plane, I am going to fight you. You are not flying me to the runway in approach mode. I'm going to have to turn off autopilot. Whoa, and immediately I start flipping over.
500.
Whoa, okay, we're flying minimums. Those flaps are going crazy. I should not have put on crazy flaps. Oh, this plane is uncontrollable. Nothing about this thing will fly straight. Come on. Hold it. Oh. Hold it. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I landed that. Oh, that is the most stressful thing. And I never pushed it past like a 5 to 10% engagement on the stick. That is just how twitchy that thing is. Alright, so we made it, but if you saw that landing, if you can call it a landing, that is the most stressful landing I've had thus far, and the only way I set it down was simply by trying to manage the left and right maneuvering of the plane to keep it somewhat stable at those minimums, because this thing just wants to roll over. And with full flaps on, there was enough lift, and since I was going slow enough, the plane was coming down. It was basically, I didn't do anything but steer left or right. I let speed and flaps kind of bring me down to the ground at that point. So that was mostly dumb luck, honestly, because I didn't hit super hard. If I'd flared, I think I would have rolled over because I was trying to pay as much attention as I could to keep the thing stable. And it almost didn't work for me. And then I bounced really hard and I almost scraped my right wing. I think I did scrape my right wing on the ground. And then I floated just decently enough to bring it down on my final wheels. So I really wish they would get this plane's controls a little better. There may be something I'm missing within the approach system, but in reality with the CJ4 I didn't really do anything different than this. You just basically push the button and come on in. So I'll take a look, see if I can figure out exactly what's going on. It could be a bug in this plane, I don't know, there's other issues with this particular plane, but I'll take a look, see if I can figure it out. But again, this was a really fun flight. Just my choice of aircraft was my main letdown, because this plane has those faults that just don't seem to want to allow it to work. But again, you can have a lot of fun. You can cruise around, see some sights, and kind of get a pseudo sim experience without having to actually fully invest in the whole time it takes. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.